Hi, I'm Mike Farrelly from Farrelly Photos, major sponsor of the Auckland Rugby League Women Leagues competition.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Jack Colvin Park here in West Auckland. We are live for today's match, the Farrelly Photos Women's Premiership Grand Final between the Manurewa Marlins and the Point Chevalier Pirates. Just as we went to air, the rain really started coming down here at Jack Colvin Park, although just as I say that, it's clearing a little, so maybe going to be one of those days. The track is very heavy and a fair bit of mud about. See how that affects the game as we go through. I'm joined in commentary once again by my good friend TJ Ashford. Well, TJ, the best of the best have made it through to this game. Two sides loaded with representative talent. Should be a fantastic game today.
Yeah, it will be today, Corey, and obviously both teams finishing first and second during the regular season. But we are going to be seeing the best of the best. It's quite both teams are littered with international talent throughout them, both Kiwi Ferns and also some of the Pacific Nation teams as well. So today's clash is definitely shaping up to be an exciting one.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of matchups between representative players as well. Representative players marking up on each other now. We don't know what the Kiwi Ferns situation looks like at the end of the year yet, but TJ, you've coached a number of these girls or been involved in camps with a number of these girls. When you look across the two team lists, maybe give us a key matchup where you're going to be interested to watch as it plays out throughout the day.
Yeah, for me, especially with the weather how it is as well, it's definitely probably going to come down to the two nines today. We've got an experienced player in Crystal Rota for the Manurewa Marlins, and then the young player coming through in Capri Pacao as well. So both exciting talents, young bull versus old bull, and each one of them, knowing Crystal, I know she's probably going to want to get one over the younger player as well, but I think they'll both be having a good contest out there today.
Yeah, of course, Crystal Rota been at the top of her game for a long time. Remains to be seen if we're going to get to watch these ladies in action in the NRLW, of course. The main issue being there's no managed isolation spots for them to return home. But a really tough situation for these ladies, particularly given a lot of them have got kids that they want to get home to. Looks like the reality could be missing Christmas. A really hard situation for the ladies.
Yeah, it is, and that's going to be a tough decision. Obviously, you got family here, and with the MIQ situation, I think there's nothing available till after or earlier on in the new year. So it's quite some time that they're going to be away from loved ones. But in sport, sometimes those are the sacrifices that we have to make. You know, it's a dream that these girls have wanted to chase for a few years now. Obviously, some of them been already in the system. Some of the girls trying to get through there. So it'll be important for them to make the right decision for what's best for them and their family.
What about from a coaching point of view for the NRL clubs themselves? They're sitting there, obviously, with plans in place to get these players in, a lot of them in key positions. I mean, what will they be doing in terms of, I guess, a contingency plan?
Yeah, that's definitely what they'll have to do. They'll have to have a plan B in there just in case, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of them have already started moving on some of those those situations already if they haven't done so. But definitely tough as a coach, because obviously, you know, these players from New Zealand are just as good as those in the Australian competition. So it's going to be tough for them, because they need to make a decision and they need to start building combinations early if they are wanting to be successful in the NRLW competition.
Yeah, so we wait to see what the situation will be there. And of course, the other big one, TJ, no Rugby League World Cup, that's officially been postponed. That was going to be a huge one for our ladies. Actually, not just our ladies, but Rusty Mato, I think, was set to lead the Cook Islands team. Rochelle Tamarua, our colleague, was set to referee at the tournament. So that's thrown a bit of a spanner into the works as well. So it remains to be seen what there will be in the way of representative opportunities.
Yeah, it is. Tough decision, obviously, but I think best decision for everyone involved. So safety, COVID's nothing to be mucking around with. So they've put players and officials and everyone else attending the events safety first. So, you know, that's the best thing that they could have done moving into that competition and moving it into 2022. But gives everyone an extra 12 months, I suppose, to prepare and get ready for the big battle in 2022 World Cup.
All right, just about ready to go here. You can see the two teams lined up, ready to make their way onto the field. The Manurewa Marlins, all conquering through the regular season, went through that one undefeated. Point Chevalier, super impressive as well. Did drop a couple of games to the Manurewa Marlins, but this shapes as a fascinating game here. You can see on screen there Mike Farrelly as well, the principal sponsor of this competition. So out they come. Fantastic guard of honour there from the Manurewa team. Showing a bit of good sportsmanship, acting as the guard of honour for the Point Chevalier ladies as well. And of course, TJ, a lot of these ladies familiar with each other. They've played together in rep teams or at club level over the years. You know, the women's comp tends to be a fairly insular sort of competition, and everyone knows each other pretty well. Does that factor into, I guess, reading each other's game plan and I guess what they're likely to do on the field?
Yeah, it does, and it's a, you know, north versus south kind of contest as well. So both sides on different ends of the bridge here in Auckland, and each one of these sides will be trying to get one over the other. So Manurewa obviously undefeated so far, but it means absolutely nothing if they can't do anything about it today. So both teams both in the running, and I'm very excited about this contest.
All right, a few players to watch from each team. Look out for Shannon Moru, the former Auckland Vulcan who graduated through to be part of the Kiwi Ferns squad last year. She'll wear the number 1 for the Point Chevalier Pirates. Watch as well for Lavinia Tauhalaliku. Fantastic try scorer, scored a number of tries this year. She'll wear the number 5 jersey. Chante Poko, her kicking game, I think, TJ in particular, is going to be really, really important on the day like this, and will be joined in the halves by Maddie Bartlett, a good experienced halves parent. Yeah,
Poko's actually quite one of the best kickers that I've seen in a women's competition, so if she can get some space today, it'll be making the Manurewa back 5 definitely earn their keep today in their kick return. So a little bit, you know, the sun's shining through now, but it is going to be some wet conditions out there, so kicking game is definitely going to be important there as well.
And for the Manurewa side, look, brilliantly coached by Rusty Matua, such a great servant to the women's game over the last couple of years. The big one for me is Crystal Rota. She'll control everything that happens around that play of the ball, but plenty of punch in the forward pack as well. Crystal Stowers having a fantastic year. And out wide, Lexi Kirawi's been able to find the line a lot. Amber Cunny brings some experience to that back line as well. And Tuila Fotumwala, I'm not sure if she'll start or not, but that's a handy player to bring into your squad. Former Golden Boot is the best player in the world. Yeah,
it is. They got punch all over the park as this Manurewa Marlins side. And the one thing for them as well is they've got grand final experience. They've been here, I believe, since 2014 or maybe even a couple of years before that. So they've been here consistently over the last 6-7 years. So those are things that you just can't buy, grand final experience and being in this situation before. It'll be good for all of those girls.
So the final talking to going on right now. Big thank you to the Auckland Rugby League Referees Association. As always, seeking new recruits. If you are interested, jump onto our website or the Auckland Rugby League Refs Facebook page. A big thank you as well to Farrelly Photos, Mike Farrelly, who we touched on as the teams ran out. What a fantastic servant to the local game, both through his business and now as a sponsor at the Auckland Rugby League. And he'll be enjoying it today. Great to have your support, Mike, and thank you for helping make it all happen. So they move now into position, and it's going to be Manurewa running it back towards the clubhouse end here at Jack Colvin Park. So here we go, all ready to go. 80 minutes to find the new Fairleigh Photos Women's Premiership winner. And it will be the Point Chevalier Pirates with first use of the ball. Chante Poko brings it in and hands off to Lily Mau Mau. Comes off a fantastic national campaign with the Vulcans at the end of, or the start of this year, I should say. Real pillar of strength for them. Alice Chevalier, former Warriors NRLW player, long-time Richmond player. Versatile, can play a lot of positions across the park. As they come back through the middle, good low tackle there from Crystal Stowers. Picau jumps out and able to steal a few metres. Too short of the halfway line. Point Chevalier will go into plan so far in this opening set, and Poko gets to a kick and finds grass between winger and fullback. That's a nice kick, and Kirui back to retrieve. Brings the football back. TJ straight away, we can see the smarts there of Chante Poko. Look, not the deepest kick, but put it between winger and fullback, found some grass and just allowed a kick chase to get down there. Yeah,
they are kicking against the wind in this first half, I believe, too, Corey, so it makes it a little bit harder for the Point Chevalier Pirates, but they made some good yardage on that first set, getting up to halfway and getting a clearing kick away, so they need to muscle up here and try and keep Manurewa inside their own half.
So rucking the ball forward now, the Marlins, spills out the back and it's turned over. So an early error from Manurewa. Maddie Bartlett now hands off to Chevalier, who will take the ball forward. They're 35 out from the line. A chance for first points. With the game only 2 minutes old. Good carry there from Lily Mau Mau. Picau to Poko. Poko. Double pump at the line, but the Manurewa defense is up quickly. Pahukani involved in the tackle there. And ball put down there by Mau Mau. So a meek end to the set there. 4 Point Chevalier. Let's see what they've got now on the defensive side and if they can to trap Manurewa down here. There's a good carry. I think that's Kelly Maipi. In fact, it's John Saltotari.
Yeah, that's one good thing I like about John Saltotari as well. I had the privilege of coaching her for a year, and she does a lot of hard yards coming out. Even though she's wearing the number 7 on her back, she's not afraid to roll up her sleeves and get her hands dirty as well. So look for her to take a few carries as well out of acting half.
So play shifting on now for Manurewa. Kirui comes back in field. This is nice from the Southerners. 25 out from the line. Service not great, and get to kick at the end of it, and well and truly off target. So Point Chev back out to the 20. I'm glad you raised the jersey numbers, TJ. It's safe to say that they don't correspond to a position in most cases today. There are a couple where they're wearing the correct jersey number, but it was a little hard, and we'll have to sort of, as we go through the game, figure out who's wearing what.
We'll try and give you some advice as we go through as well. Hopefully we can help you with some of the positions.
Ball spills loose, but it's picked up by Atawhai Tupaia. Another of the veteran Kiwi Ferns in this Point Chevalier team. Shannon Moru. Poko now going to the line. It's back and brings in Malia Fraser. Poko down the short. Kicks in behind. Kani well positioned. Brings it in. Sees a bit of a staggered line. We're going to get on the outside of Bartlett. Point Chev winning the field position arm wrestle thus far. And ball has come loose.
Yeah, maybe a few grand final news there by both sides at the moment, Corey. There's a few loose balls in the carry and a few handling errors with the passing as well at the moment. So both sides probably just having those grand final jitters at the moment. They both need to just settle down, I think, and try and play some footy.
Lima. Now, there's been a jersey change, which was not documented on our sheet. We had Crystal Roto wearing the 15. That's not the case. So we'll try and chase that up. Carl. Chevalier taking the ground. Swing the ball. Back out the back and turned over now totally. Diving on the ball.
I can hear you. I'll ring you again.
On the microphone or on the headset?
Headset. I'll ring you again.
Good couple first carries coming out of their own end as Manurewa. They've done a couple of sets defensively now back to back and worked themselves over halfway with already a play left in the set.
Stowers. Kick dinked over the top, straight into the hands of Lavinia. Brings the football back. Shannon Moru, a couple of nice carries early on. Bartlett stepping back infield, but quickly shut down. Tuila Fotunuala already off the field, TJ. You have to wonder if that is an early injury or giving her a spell.
Yeah, I'm unsure on that one there. It doesn't look like she's getting any attention on the sideline, so it may just be an early spell, but in Women's Rugby League, you're allowed, or in this competition, you're allowed unlimited interchanges, so it's probably just an experienced coach and Rusty making this decisions to keep his team fresh.
Point Chevalier shifting the ball out wide. This is Tupaya. And turned over, so good defense there from Manurewa. So on 8 minutes, still all locked up. Rota, Stowers swings it out the back, and now maybe something on down this left-hand edge. It's Leo Pepe, charges forward. And dropped there by Stowers. A couple of pretty soft turnovers here, TJ.
Yeah, again, it's hard to put your finger on it whether or not it is still grand final jitters, but I think they're just trying to force their hand on a couple of the plays there, and that was just a simple handing error by Sharky. She's another experienced campaigner, been around the blocks, come throughout Auckland women's system as well as Sharky. She wouldn't be happy with herself there, but again, a lot of the footy's been played in Manurewa's end at the moment. They've Point Chevalier got them on the ropes. They just need to probably capitalise and get a few back-to-back repeat sets maybe to build a bit more pressure.
Again, it's Shannon Moru taking a hit up, heavily involved so far. So a good carry forward there from Puru Tongia, another of the Auckland Vulcans link in this team. Hilda Peters with a good carry. Poko becomes the makeshift dummy half. Goes wide to Molly Fraser. Molly Fraser manages to get an offload away. Head back in field to Amber Hall. Ball pops up. There might be a gap on the offering here for Point Chevalier as Bartlett steps back inside. Flicks the ball out the back. Nice little bit of skill here from Point Chevalier. Tupaia pulled down just short. That was nice for a minute there from the Pirates. Bartlett becomes the dummy half. Rotor up quick to shut her down. Purutongia, and again, a turnover there. It was put it down to the smarts there of Crystal Roto, who jumped out of dummy half and really shut down any chance for momentum to get going. But look, grand final time, TJ, you expect some better finishes to sets there?
Yeah, it was, and the half on that side, I believe, is Madison Bartlett. She really needed to get a kick away there and try and build a bit of pressure and get a repeat set at least. But that's something that they can tidy up quickly on this one as well. Corey, it's not a big major, but you know, little things like that with repeat sets obviously builds a lot of pressure, and you know, it gets teams in the back end of games, so it's important for them.
And just while waiting for play to resume, do want to give a big shout out. I'm sure there's plenty of ladies watching on in Australia as part of the NRLW, those who are based over there and who have already travelled over. So big hello to everyone over there. Hope you're doing okay with the COVID situation. And let's hope we can get back into the full swing of footy sooner rather than later. As Rota jumps out. Nice little run there from Crystal. Good crowd starting to pour in here at Jack Colvin Park. And get a penalty here as well. Interchange going on out the back there. Looks like Lily Malmal is off for arrest. Kirui. Fortunuala through a little half gap. Point Chev do well to cover and drag her down next to the uprights. Ball moves out to the left. Burgess. Cunny. Ball over the top into a little bit of space down the left, and try time. Points on the board. It's Pahukani who scores in the far left corner here for Manurewa. And after being forced to do a fair bit of defence, it is the Marlins who are on the board first.
Yeah, as we look at the Farrelly Photos instant replay there, nice eyes up play by fullback Amber Carney. She's just identified some space out on that left edge. A long cutout pass there to Pahukani and managed to just beat her defender one-on-one there as well. The disappointing opportunity there for Point Chevalier. They had some defenders there as well, Corey, so they missed an opportunity to shut that one down. But back-to-back attacking sets from the Manurewa Marlins just proved too difficult.
To Kirimatua, steps in. Line drive, low and away to the left. Manurewa 4, Point Chevalier 0. 15 gone.
It's good to see Francis Ledger out there as well, helping out the women's side today. Corey, we saw him live in action yesterday with their victorious win against the Glenora Bears.
Kick's gone into touch here, I think. So scrum to pack down, and it's going to be a Point Chevalier feed. Yeah, I dare say, Francis, the body will be pretty sore today. Boy, that was one of the more physical games we've seen, TJ. A number of injuries picked up. Let's hope that nothing too serious, but it was a great game yesterday.
Yeah, very physical. That was probably the best one yet as well for me, Corey, after commentating with you over the last few months. But nah, look, both sides will be key figures in the top 4 over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully, like you said, not too many injuries out of that contest, and they can recover up for another couple of weeks' time, because I believe those two, as it currently stands, will be playing off in the first week of the semi-finals.
Of course, the big news out of yesterday, Otahu back in the finals for the first time this decade. Well done to Coach Tusa Lafaeli and crew. Good carry there from Lily Maumau. I'll tell you what, her rest wasn't long. Saw her make her way to the sideline. She's straight back on and into it. Poko going to the line, plays an Amber Hall. Amber Hall going very close. Cal. Pass from dummy half's a bit of a shocker. Hilda Peters. Get her in Kiwi Fern. Goes in behind. Cunny looking to watch it dead. Had to make a play at it in the end. Her positioning's been very good early on, TJ. She's been asked to do a fair bit of work, but that time right on the spot, and had to make a play at it. I think Maddie Bartlett was about to race through and touch down otherwise. Yeah,
great fullback work there by Amber Carney, but even better attacking prowess by Shante Poko. That's exactly what's needed. That's the second best thing after points, is getting a repeat set. So they definitely need to be doing that to build a bit of pressure against this Manurewa team. And just one thing for me as well, Corey, when they're down there, especially attacking that try line, one thing that Shante probably needs to work on is freeing up a one-on-one opportunity with the likes of Amber Paris Hall. She's a very dominant runner, and if she can be isolated with a smaller defender, that could be an opportunity for them to score points today. So hopefully she can create some of that space.
Penalty here for Point Chevalier. Of course, Amber Hall, boy, hasn't she kicked on since the introduction of the NRLW. She's arguably one of the best forwards in the world now, a key part of that Brisbane Broncos team that has enjoyed so much success in that competition.
I believe she is the reigning NRLW Player of the Year as well, I believe, too, Corey. So good experienced player for us to have in our Auckland Rugby League competition.
Picao, the dummy half, swings it to Bartlett. Maddie Bartlett holding up, taking the line on. Futumalala and Totari arrive to shut that down. Filea. There's not much flow to it right now for Point Chevalier. Poko going to the line. Brings in Hall. Well contained. This is the last for Point Chevalier. Poko dinks a little kick in behind again. Cunny. Fantastic positioning. And manages to get out of the end goal. She's been the Marlins' best so far for me. A couple of big plays off the ball. Now the Marlins asked to do some hard work here. Kirui.
Yeah, that's tackle 3 there, Corey, and still inside their 10 metres. So Point Chev need to make this tackle here and not give away any penalties. And now I'm building some more pressure as they come into the next attacking set.
Now, Crystal Rota's stayed down there. There was immediately an appeal from Manurewa. I didn't get a good look at it. I'm not sure if we're looking at a crusher here. We're going to have time off. So, first of all, let's hope Crystal's okay. So, I might get a look at it here. So I don't think there's anything in the initial contact. Whatever it is happens towards the back end of the tackle.
Yeah, just in that late contact there, it looks like it might have been an accidental crusher there, so fair play with the penalty there, and hopefully Crystal Rota comes out of this okay.
Big thank you to the Te Aratu Roosters for hosting us down here at Jack Colvin Park. Not only is it a great venue, TJ, but they have looked after us to say the least today. Hot chips, hot dogs, there was a pie in there, a couple of Cokes,
Yeah,
all of the luxuries.
I was on the water and healthy sandwiches, but there are a few other people in the lunch truck here that was having a few bites to eat. The boys on the cameras, Joseph in particular, he went hard on the hot dogs. So yeah, no, very good hospitality wise and great venue as well to be playing at Jack Colvin Park.
Well, if we're having pretend banter, I get the opportunity to jump in with the commentary team, and it's always nice just to have, you know, the final game. And I was only just saying this morning, Corey, TJ joins the commentary team, and you know what TJ stands for? Troy Jr.
Well, there you go,
my
TJ.
goodness.
That's quite something to carry around with you, TJ.
That is the lowest of lows there, Troy, and I can tell you guys listening in, he's been thinking of that since 6 a.m. this morning, people, so well done to you, Troy. Definitely going to be missing you after today's fixture, mate.
So Crystal Rota back up on her feet, thankfully. Just about ready to get back underway. You got to hope for not too many stoppages, because when there's stoppages, the commentary team's banter tends to come in, and I've got to say it's amateur at best. So kick for touch. Two Steedens on the field. Shout out to the lino, Warren Clark, as well, backing up from doing, I think he did the reserves and Fox game yesterday, so at least 3 games. He, knowing him, probably did maybe some junior footy in the morning, although I think a lot of that was cancelled due to the weather.
Yeah, we have young Josh Siaki, I think it is, on the other line as well. Corey's young up-and-coming ref in our system at the moment, also referees our Kiwi Tag tournaments as well, so big thank you to our on-field officials for today.
So turning back now, and they bring in Leo Pepe. Down in front of the uprights, 21 and a bit gone. And it's the Marlins who lead by 4 here in the grand final. Stowers runs it straight and hard. Wrapped up by Mau Mau and Hilda Peters. Totari dribbles in behind and racing through was Lexi Kirui. What's the call going to be? The grounding looked potentially suspect, and it was more than potentially suspect. It was a knock-on. Well done to our match officials right on the spot to make the call there.
Yeah, danger signs for Point Chevalier Pirates early on as well, Corey. Both of those opportunities now. First time they got down there was off the back of back-to-back penalties, so discipline costing the Pirates at the moment. However, they are still doing wonders with the ball, so if they can cut that part of their game out, they might go a long way to getting themselves back into this contest.
Yeah, I think they've only been down there twice, haven't they, Manurewa? So, you know, have almost found a result on both trips into the red zone. Chevalier. Bartlett. Maddie switches up the direction. Pop an offload now. Muru on the end of it. Cal links with Poko. Poko's going to go to the line. Dinks a little kick over the top. Kani again positioned well, although it's taken a deflection. I think that was off a Point Chevalier boot. So back out to the 20. Manurewa to get us back underway. If you're just tuning in, real arm wrestle developing here in the Farrelly Photos Women's Premiership Grand Final. This is the only game played today. The championship section of the competition still in the regular season phase. Grand final coming up in a few weeks.
I was just going to say as well, Corey, both fullbacks been you know, pretty prominent in today's fixture already, and both very experienced campaigners, Shannon Muru and Amber Carney. So look for them to inject themselves into this contest a little bit more as the game wears on.
Matua, it's boot to ball. Muru positioned well. She'll look up and see a staggered line from Manurewa. We see. And Ocon in the play of the ball there, so ball to be turned over again.
Back here, girls. Back here. Watch it. Come on, back it up, girls. Hey, watch it. Come on. Oh, good.
Well, Corey, a couple unforced errors from both sides there, just getting a little bit messy. But another player I'd like to see get their hands on the ball a little bit more is the left-hand side centre, Atawhai Tupaia. Very experienced, like you said, ex-Kiwi Fern. Has a lot of qualities to contribute to this team, so definitely needs to get her hands on the ball a little bit more.
Amber Hall. It's the late ball to Shannon Muru. Certainly looks the most likely for Point Chevalier. Does Hall. Slovenia. Poko. Flat at the line, but this will end in a penalty. So another set coming up now for Point Chevalier. McCarty. Hall holding it up. There's space here for Point Chevalier. Molly Fraser gets low and is over. Point Chev hit back and we're locked up at 4 points apiece. Back-to-back sets. And Point Chevalier take full advantage.
Yeah, as we look at the Farrelly Photos instant replay there, just some nice eyes-up play by the Point Chevalier Pirates, and Amber Paris Hall too classy out on that edge with a nice draw and pass. With a strong runner there, Vanessa Molia Fraser getting her first 4-pointer for today. too big and too strong out there on their right-hand edge.
Kick is away, so we're all locked up. Manurewa 4, Point Chevalier 4, just in the shadows of the half-hour mark, the last 10 minutes of the first half here at Jack Colvin Park. So back into it we go. Here's Mau Mau off the back fence.
Again, some good work right there by fullback Shannon Muru. Getting her team on the front foot as Point Chevalier look to work the ball out of their own half after scoring their first points for today.
Looping ball from Poko over the top to her halves partner, and perhaps a chance on this left-hand edge. Vilea with numbers on her outside. Elects to kick, and now we've got a foot race on. It's cleaned up by Kirui. Bartlett takes care of it. Nicely done there by Point Chevalier. That time Alice Vilea with the option. After a lovely ball over the top from Chante Poko. So it's Point Chev with all the field position, really, TJ, and now starting to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's the next best thing after scoring points, Corey, is getting the repeat set on the very next set of 6. And very smart eyes-up play there by Chante Poko. Got a very nice long ball on her from right to left as well. So something that she can bring into the back end of this game to help her side out.
So Matua gets us back underway with the dropout. It's long and going down towards the sideline. Boy. It's gone 60 metres by the end of it. McCarty. Bartlett. Kani and Kirui do well to close down the Point Chevalier attack. 32 gone. We locked it 4 apiece. Poko kicks in behind. Kani. That time comes up with the error. And again, nice option there by Chante Poko. Forces another repeat set. How much longer can the Marlins hold on for?
Yeah, building some good pressure as the Pirates, but again, very impressive defensive sets from the Manurewa Marlins as well, repelling their attacking sets from the Pirates. However, I believe they need to get the ball on the right-hand edge here, the Pirates, to score a few more points. They've got Amber Paris-Hall out here on the edge, as well as Vanessa Molia-Fraser as well. So 2 key strike weapons, didn't touch the ball at all in that set of 6, Corey.
Might be about to get your wish, TJ. Looks like a set move is shaping up here involving Poko and maybe Shannon Moru. Moru is the first receiver. And spins out of the first and still going as Shannon Moru. What a carry that is. Watch for the burrow from Hall. Jumps out. And all of Manurewa knew that one was coming. Pikau heads back infield. Poko to McHardy. Taken down in front of the uprights. Point Chevalier with a spring in the step right now. Hall shakes out a 1, shakes out a 2, still going as Amber Hall. What a try! Pure will and determination from Amber Hall, and she's over to give Point Chevalier the lead. What an effort that was from the NRLW star.
Yes, we look at the Farrelly photos, instant replay there. We called it a couple plays before this. Amber Paris-Hall just too big and too strong, leaving 5 Manurewa players in her wake there. But again, put that down to the attacking sets before this, Corey. Building a lot of pressure was the Pirates, and that might have been their 4th back-to-back set there. So, you know, a lot of pressure like that slowly turns their way into points, and Point Chev Pirates capitalised on their opportunities there. Well done.
Yeah, you called it, TJ. You might want to give coaching a go sometime.
It's easier said than done sometimes, Corey, but nah, look, you obviously they are strike weapons out there on that right edge. However, you got to remember that they're humans as well. They're going to lose a fair bit of energy throughout the contest, so it's important to take those opportunities, you know, when they come in the right way, rather than going to them every single time you get that opportunity. So, look, they played to their strengths there. Well done. They've come across and come back after being 4 points down on that deficit, and they've you know, clawed their way back into this contest.
Valia. Less said about that one, the better. Yeah, Manurewa Marlins just struggling to find their second win at the moment, Corey. They had a week off, I believe, last week, so might be just trying to find their second win here to get back into this contest. But again, very experienced side as the Manurewa Marlins, so I'm pretty sure that they're confident in getting themselves back into this contest. Good carry back from... Oh, dear, dear. So Marlins back on the ball now. Matua. Charged with the first carry. shift play out to the left. This is Finau. And a determined carry towards the line from Geneva Weber, and she's got there. We're locked up again. 8 points apiece with a kick to come.
Yes, we look at the Farrelly Photos instant replay there. All 3 Point Chevalier Pirate defenders just stuck in the chair there. Unable to move laterally there, and Geneva Weber, again, good on her feet, managed to find the space and get through for her first 4-pointer for today. Two very contrasting sets after points there from Point Chevalier Pirates. Corey, their first opportunity after scoring points, managed to go down the end of the field and get a repeat set. However, very next time they score points, they get a drop ball on play one, and it's cost them dearly this time.
Yeah, and that was a really poor error, wasn't it? You know, it was there's errors and then there's errors, and that one there completely unforced, and has allowed Manurewa right back into this game. Now to attempt to give them the lead once again. Kick is good. Manurewa back in front, 10 points to 8.
Yeah, coming up to half-time now, Corey. How do you think those points are going to cost Point Chevalier at the back end of this game?
Well, I think just confidence-wise, I think, you know, with the chance to go into the sheds ahead, and instead you leak one right on half-time, we all know how costly that can be. So not even just the scoreboard pressure that it puts on, but they had a chance to really... And look, you know, you're taking on a team that's unbeaten, has done everything this year. A golden opportunity missed, I think, to take control of this contest.
And rugby league momentum's everything as well, eh? So once a team's got momentum, it's pretty hard to stop. As we see a nice little short kick-off here by the Point Chevalier Pirates, but we saw momentum in yesterday's live stream fixture as well, Corey. You know, Glenora Bear is probably the strongest side with all due respect, for the first 37 minutes of the game. And the final 3 minutes, Point Chev Pirates just go back-to-back with tries, and in the end, those points cost them dearly in the back end of that game. So, look, they've got an opportunity now. Let's see if they can come away with some late points in this first half.
So Chevalier pops an offload out the back. It's messy. Was that knocked on? Yes, it was. Siren goes in the background. That'll get us to the break. It's Manurewa 10, Point Chevalier 8. Short break for us before we're back with the second half action.
There we are. So, yeah, g'day, Mike. Mike's just arrived, Mike Farrelly, and what a legend he is of the rugby league game. And Mike's the official sponsor, as in Farrelly Photos, with the Women's Premiership. And good to have you here, Mike. What do you think? First thoughts of the game so far?
Thank you, Troy. Pretty blustery conditions for the poor ladies, but I think our Point have come out really determined. And I'm picking Manurewa, but Point's not going to make it easy for them.
Mate, and in regards to the services that you provide, I know that you're right in the thick of it with team photos, you know, across all of the clubs and what have you. In regards to the team sports, mate, what sort of specials do you have on for them?
Yeah, we're right in the thick of it, but there's still a little bit of capacity, so what we're doing is offering for any teams that have missed their club nights, we'll come out for free of charge for 5 or more teams, and any photos that are paid for on the night, they're half price. So.
Half-price photos, mate. How are you going to make a living out of that?
Oh, well, supporting the league. That's what we do. Yeah, we're leagueies since day dot. So,
and that's true too. I mean, Farrelly Photos goes back many generations, and you know, not only are we talking about having photos taken, you know, here today now, but also with you know, backlogs of photos that go back in decades. To get to your services and to get hold of you, how do we do it?
Cool. You can give us a call on 0800 274 6868, 0800 274 6868, or just email photos@farrelly.co.nz.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, the major sponsor of the Women in League, the major premiership here, and what a grand final it is. If you are in the area, come down and join us. Jack Colvin Park, catch the back half of the action. Mike's been really good to have you with us.
Thank you, Troy. Looking forward to the second half. We'll see what Troy it's going to go.
All right, mate, we'll see you at the presentations over the far side there, mate. Have a great day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we're on the break here, TJ, first thoughts for the 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's been a real good contest at the moment. Both teams are bringing their A game for their grand final, and so they should be, again, the top two teams in our competition for 2021, and they're playing some outstanding football so far.
Who's standing out for you at the moment?
There's a couple, actually. I like both fullbacks from both sides.
Been
Shannon
busy.
Muru, and Amber Carney, she saved a couple early on her line as well. They've been good. And then, again, you've got Amber Paris-Hall out here on the right edge, just causing destruction for that Manurewa Marlins side. So,
As a fine analytical coach that you may know, obviously yourself, and at halftime here, what do you think the main messages are? Manurewa, go.
Yeah, well, Manurewa to be just about building momentum off that late try there again, building off the spirits. And we spoke about just before the break how momentum, sometimes it's good to ride. So for the opposition, it's about keeping positive because they've just had some late points scored on in that half. But I thought they were probably the better team. They've had the better run of the game so far, but they just got to stay positive. So
it's a positive confidence thing because it looked like they got their tails up. As you said, they've had most of the territory.
Yep.
And then they got across the line. Then they sort of looked like, body language started to change.
Yeah,
then changed again just with a few minutes to go.
Exactly, that's everything. The body language, that's something that your opposition looks at as well. So if they can, sense fear or negativity in you, they're going to come after you even more and be a little bit more hungrier. So both sides, look, it's still, 10-8 at half-time, man. Very close counter. You just got to wipe it off again, and you got 40 minutes left of your season. You just got to try and do what you can for those 40 minutes.
How important was that missed conversion? Is that going to come back to haunt anybody?
I hope not, because a couple of years ago, I believe there was a missed conversion between Richmond and Manurewa that cost someone. And look, again, those ones are unfortunate. They're going against the wind was Point Shed Pirates, so that's something that they will have in their favour in the second half. So you could take it as a negative, but they're going to have that opportunity in this back 40 as well. So you can look at some positives that way.
Look, mate, and this is something we touched on, before the build-up, before you and Corey came on air, and that was you may not win the grand final, but not everybody gets to play in a grand final. So is that important to a player?
Oh, of course. I've won one as a player. I've lost one as a coach.
What hurt the most?
Oh, yeah, a little bit of both, man. I was actually, the worst part about it is the grand final I won. It was probably the worst game I've ever played in my life, to be honest. But, as a coach...
Funny you mentioned that, Selwyn said the same thing.
as a coach, definitely harder because, it's hard to control the outcome as the coach. You're not out there doing all the hard yards like the ladies are today. And, I was actually Manurewa that beat me back in the grand final when I was coaching the Papakura women's team quite some time ago. But, you just have to move on from that. It's the experience. You enjoy it while you're there, man, because, again, like you said, that might be your only opportunity. You might not get that opportunity to be in a grand final again. So you take every moment, and they're all blessings, and you just got to move on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Here we are at the Mike Farrelly for the director of Farrelly Photos, the major sponsor of the Women's ARL Premiership. And we're coming to the end of the huddle here in the Marlins as they get ready to probably shout out. What do they normally shout out at this point? Rewa?
Yeah, I believe so.
Hey, says the man from Manurewa. And the Point Chevalier crew, they'll be... actually, yep, they're on the park. There you go. Got the Rewa down. And Corey's back.
Actually, you're a pirate, man, so what are they calling at half-time
please,
here?
I'm an independent player, very independent person. So as we get ready for the second half, Corey Rosser has joined us back in the commentary box, and we get ready for kickoff.